They said that Islam Makhachev would get the title shot up at 170 if you won this belt tonight. What do you think about that?
I think it's a beautiful challenge. You know, he's pound for pound #1. I'm going to get him back for Volk.
Jack Della Maddalena has just sent a clear warning message to Islam Makhachev, and the Australian champion is not holding back. After Islam boldly claimed he would capture 3 division belts soon, JDM fired back with a simple but powerful challenge. Come and get your belt.
The most recent one, he says, "You're not Volk. I'll show you there at different levels. Keep my belt clean." Do you have any response to Islam?
No, come get it. Come get it.
When asked if he wants to surpass Khabib's legacy by becoming a 2-division champion, something Khabib never achieved, Islam immediately shut it down. Listen to his response carefully. No, no, no. He's my brother.
Well, my last thing for you would be, does it mean something to you that you are trying to accomplish something that Khabib never did? And I know that, like, for you guys, maybe you don't talk about that, but for us, we're always like, it's almost kind of been like you followed so perfectly in his footsteps and done everything that he did. Like, is there something kind of cool about doing something that he
I don't know.
never did?
This question is like, some of them ask me, you want to defend the belt more than Khabib? We never talk about this, and you know, it's like, for me, it's the stupid questions, you know, because he's my brother, you know. If he don't want to I beat his record, he never helped me, you know. But you know, he's still, I told you, he's still like now 2 months without family. He support all team, you know. These guys just dream for him to make the new champions in our gym, you know.
This is going to be explosive. November 15th at Madison Square Garden. Mark your calendars because this one's going to be special. But before we dive deep, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like button to support the channel. Let's get into it. Let's rewind a bit. Islam Makhachev has never been shy about his ambitions. The former lightweight champion vacated his 155-pound title to move up to welterweight, and he's already looking beyond Jack Della Maddalena.
It's time! Islam Makhachev! Jack Della Maddalena!
In recent interviews, Islam has talked about wanting to become a 3-division champion. That's right, lightweight, welterweight, and potentially middleweight. The man is thinking big. But here's where it gets interesting. Islam has been dominant at 155 pounds, defending his belt multiple times and looking unstoppable. However, at welterweight, he's walking into JDM's house, and the Australian knockout artist isn't rolling out the welcome mat. Islam has been working harder than ever for this camp. He's gained significant weight, now walking around at 87 kilograms. And for the first time in his career, he's using creatine and heavy protein supplementation. He even admitted this is the hardest training camp of his entire life. But is confidence turning into overconfidence? Let's find out. Now, Jack Della Maddalena isn't just sitting back and watching Islam make plans for future title runs. The welterweight champion has issued a direct challenge, and it's as simple as it gets. Come and get your belt. 5 words that carry massive weight. JDM is essentially saying, you want 3 belts? You can't even get one from me. This is the kind of confidence you want to see from a defending champion, and he has every reason to be confident. Jack Della Maddalena has 12 knockout victories in 20 professional fights. His striking combinations are lethal, and he recently shocked the world by defeating Belal Muhammad to capture the welterweight title.
From shooting and that's backing him up.
So he doesn't get too far behind.
Oh!
Looked like a good uppercut from Della Maddalena. Showmanship from Della Maddalena. When Muhammad starts missing, and then you see, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I love it with a jab. Good right hand for Della Maddalena.
Oh,
beautiful
my God.
counters
Oh, my
to
God. And I think that, oh!
Yeah, it's 88-85 unofficially. It's a big uppercut.
All right, taking some shots, though. Oh, my God. From him.
He's got to hit him there while he's retreating. Jack Della.
Nice right hand.
Yeah.
Man, Will at this point. Lead elbow from Della Maddalena.
Oh, nice. Oh! Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Oh! Oh, my goodness.
Oh, body shot. Now a headshot. Oh, from both men. Jack Della to the body. Now a...
Oh! Oh, my goodness.
That'll do it. What a...
No!
Here's what makes JDM dangerous. He's not a one-punch knockout artist like some other fighters. He's a combination striker who breaks opponents down systematically. And while Islam has acknowledged JDM's striking is very good, he's also made some questionable comments about his opponent's power. Islam recently said, and I quote, "He's not some guy who has crazy power. I don't think Jack has more power than me."
Ist nicht wie irgendein Typ, der so eine verrückte Kraft hat, weißt du? Und er ist nicht so groß in dieser Division, weißt du, wie zum Beispiel Bilal. Hat wie hat so eine Kraft wie Kamarus. Mann, dieser Typ hat so eine gute Kraft, aber ich glaube nicht, dass Jake mehr hat als ich, weißt du.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the Khabib comparison. This is where things got really interesting and even emotional for Islam. You could see it in his face. He was not happy about this topic. When asked if he wants to surpass Khabib's legacy by becoming a two-division champion, something Khabib never achieved, Islam immediately shut it down. Listen to his response carefully. No, 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 he's my brother. Did you hear that? No, 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 he's my brother. Islam wasn't just answering a question. He was rejecting the entire premise. The idea of competing with Khabib, of trying to be better than Khabib, visibly shocked him. People kept pushing, asking if he wanted to defend the belt more times than Khabib did, if he wanted to beat Khabib's records, and Islam called it what it is. This is the stupidest question. He's my brother. If he didn't want me to beat his record, he would never help me.
Für mich ist das die dümmste Frage, weißt du, denn er ist mein Bruder, weißt du, wenn er nicht wollte, dass ich seinen Rekord schlage, hätte er mir nie geholfen, weißt du?
Think about that for a second. Islam is saying, why would Khabib spend 2 months away from his family, coaching me day and night, if he was jealous or didn't want me to succeed? It doesn't make sense. Khabib has been away from his wife, his children, and his family for 2 months to help Islam prepare for this fight. He's in the gym every single day, bringing in specific training partners for Jack Della Maddalena, creating game plans, working corners. Islam explained it perfectly. He said when Khabib helps someone become champion, he's not just helping one person. He's changing that fighter's entire life, his family, his brothers, his sisters, his friends, everyone around him. And then Islam said something powerful. It's all about Abdulmanap's legacy. Our coach is not with us right now. After 10 to 15 years, people are going to understand what he did for our country, for MMA, for sports. This isn't Islam versus Khabib. This has never been about that. It's about continuing what their father and coach started. It's about the Dagestani system, the wrestling lineage, creating champions who change lives. So when people ask, do you want to be better than Khabib? Islam's answer is clear. No, no, no. He's my brother. And honestly, that's what makes this story so beautiful. They're not competitors, they're family building a legacy together.
Das sollte der Islam sein. Das war die große Sache. Aber er ist ins Weltergewicht aufgestiegen. Glaubst du, er wechselte ins Weltergewicht, um dich zu umgehen oder wegen seiner Ziele?
Weil er seine eigenen Ziele hat. Das ist meine Meinung. Denkst du immer noch, dass das ein Kampf ist, der stattfinden sollte? Ihr beide schmiedet Vermächtnisse in verschiedenen Gewichtsklassen. Denkst du, dass das ein wichtiger Kampf ist, der stattfinden sollte? Wir werden sehen, wie er sich im Weltergewicht schlägt. Wenn er den Titel gewinnt, gewinne ich den Titel im Leichtgewicht. Vielleicht steige ich auf oder er kommt ins Leichtgewicht und wir haben den Kampf, den jeder will.
I think there is a space for a good I have a little space.
Ilia Topuria sent a clear warning message to Islam Makhachev, warning to Islam Makhachev, one so pointed, so specific, that it's making headlines across every sports network. At a press conference in Georgia, Topuria didn't just call out his rival. He laid down an ultimatum that could change everything. If Islam loses, he may as well go back to Dagestan, to his farm and continue shepherding his sheep. But if he wins, I'll definitely move up. Definitely. 100%. Those words aren't just trash talk. They're a calculated declaration with massive implications for the sport. This is the story we're leading with tonight, and it's going to reshape the landscape of UFC's biggest stars. Let's dig deeper into what Topuria is really saying here. This isn't casual trash talk. This is a fighter drawing a line in the sand, setting conditions that could determine the course of both their careers.
Last conversations I had with the UFC, they personally asked me the favor, like, don't tell us after the fight that you want to move to the welterweight division. Made us a promise. And I was like, promise.
Were you crossing your fingers though?
Yeah.
Because that
I was
that
like, I swear to promise.
By telling Makhachev to go back to his farm if he loses, Topuria is saying one thing very clearly. If you don't become welterweight champion, you don't get me. You don't get this historic opportunity. This is psychological warfare at the highest level. Topuria is putting enormous pressure on Makhachev heading into UFC 322. He's essentially saying, your entire future with me depends on what happens in that cage against Della Maddalena. And here's the kicker. Makhachev knows exactly what's at stake. This isn't some distant hypothetical. This is real, and it's personal. The warning has been delivered. Now we wait to see how Makhachev responds. What makes this so significant? Topuria is chasing something unprecedented in mixed martial arts history, becoming the first fighter ever to hold titles in 3 different weight classes simultaneously. Let me break this down. Topuria already made history by moving from featherweight to lightweight, knocking out Charles Oliveira in a dominant first-round performance at UFC 317 in June. That victory wasn't just impressive. It announced to the world that Topuria's power and precision transcend weight classes. Now he's proposing a third act, a move to welterweight to face Makhachev, who would also be a champion. This isn't some fantasy booking. This is a fighter with a legitimate plan and the credentials to back it up. I think it would be one of the biggest fights in UFC history. No one has fought for a third title, and Islam has dominantly finished everything he needed to do in his division and then changed weight classes. I think it's a fight of a giant magnitude. Consider what we're talking about here. Makhachev, the pound-for-pound king, moved up to welterweight to challenge Jack Della Maddalena. If he wins, he becomes a 2-division champion. Then, if he faces Topuria, who would still hold the lightweight belt, we'd have an unprecedented champion versus champion showdown. We've seen double champs in the UFC before. Conor McGregor, Amanda Nunes, Daniel Cormier. But a triple threat? A fighter competing for 3 different belts across 3 different weight classes? That's never happened. That's the stuff of legends. The stage? The White House on June 14, 2026. A venue so historic, it would elevate this fight beyond anything the UFC has ever staged. This isn't just a title defense. This is a moment that would define a generation of fighters.
And on June 14th, next year, we're going to have a big UFC fight at the White House, right at the White House, on the grounds of the White House.
Now, Islam Makhachev hasn't been silent on social media. The former lightweight champion, preparing for his own title shot against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322 in November, took to Twitter with a response that's stirring the pot. While Makhachev hasn't directly responded to Topuria's ultimatum, insiders suggest he's acutely aware of what's at stake. If he wins in New York, he becomes a champion at 170 pounds. If he loses, according to Topuria, that historic White House showdown simply doesn't happen.
You said that you're ready to go up a division. There's a tweet from Ilya Topuria that he can go up the weight and he can beat you with no problem. What do you think about that?
Не знаю, еще столько соперников, и все хотят меня там в первом, во втором раунде финишировать, все говорят об этом. Но я же сказал, сделайте 70 килограмм, заходите в клетку.
и посмотрим, кто кого финиширует там.
There's all these opponents, they all say they want to finish me in the first or second round. I already said, if you can make 155, you can get into the cage. Let's talk about it then.
This is psychological warfare at its finest. Topuria is making Makhachev carry the weight of a potential trilogy on his shoulders when he steps into the cage. Here's where it gets complicated. Topuria still needs to defend his lightweight title before we even get to the White House. UFC President Dana White has hinted that El Matador could headline the promotion's debut on Paramount Plus in early 2026, potentially January. But Topuria's laser focus remains fixed on that June date at the White House. He's not interested in defending against just anyone. He's waiting for the biggest moment, the biggest stage, the biggest opponent. Potential challengers for his lightweight belt include Paddy Pimblett, who had that memorable face-off with Topuria, and veteran contender Justin Gaethje. Both have expressed interest in a title shot. But sources close to Gaethje's camp suggest he might be reconsidering his options. His manager recently hinted online that the fight game is a business and money talks.
Happy knockouts, I give you that respect, but you will never knock me out. I'm going to keep my balls on you, I finish you. I finish you, little man. I finish you.
That was so good. He's Conor McGregor, bro.
That is going to be incredible.
The timeline is crucial. If Makhachev defeats Della Maddalena at UFC 322 this November, it sets the dominoes in motion. Both fighters could be champions heading into the White House event if Makhachev falls short. According to Topuria, the dream dies with it. We're looking at a carefully orchestrated plan here. Topuria is playing chess while others play checkers. This isn't just about two fighters anymore. The UFC White House event is being positioned as potentially the largest event in company history. Securing a matchup like Topuria versus Makhachev, if both hold titles, would be a coup.
Yeah.
Если спросить меня, мне, конечно, хочется за второй пояс подраться. И для меня, никому не секрет, тот парень, который сейчас 93, если в стойке с ним не заигрываться, для меня очень удобный соперник. Да, все говорят, он слишком мощный парень, но...
Khamzat has just dropped a massive bombshell, directly challenging light heavyweight king Alex Pereira and claiming he's the perfect matchup for a historic two-division title showdown. But Pereira wants John Jones to win the heavyweight championship in the UFC White House.
Essa é a melhor aposta?
Não, queria super luta.
No, I want a super fight.
Oh, super fight at heavyweight.
I can think of one.
Wow,
name.
Derek Lewis. It's Aspinall, man.
Bom, não sei se Casa Branca, John Jones.
John Jones.
Super luta.
Oh, at the White House, John Jones. That's a super fight.
All right, so he's...
Just weeks after capturing the UFC middleweight championship with a dominant performance over Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319, Khamzat Chimaev isn't content to sit and celebrate. The 31-year-old undefeated phenom has already set his sights on an even bigger game.
Shoulder. But he's okay just sitting here. He knows it's short time.
Final seconds.
In an exclusive interview with Aslanbek Badaev on the Badaev podcast, Chimaev made his intentions crystal clear. He wants a second UFC championship belt, and he's identified light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira as his ideal target. If you ask me, of course I would love to fight for the second belt. It's no secret the guy who's got the belt at 205 pounds now is a very good matchup for me, except for should I get reckless standing with him.
Если спросить меня, мне, конечно, хочется за второй пояс подраться. И Для меня, ну, никому не секрет, тот парень, который сейчас 93, если в стойке с ним не заигрываться, для меня очень удобно.
This isn't just casual trash talk. Chimaev is making a calculated assessment of the matchup. He's analyzing styles, understanding the risks, and expressing genuine confidence in his ability to capture a second world title.